The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Mary of Magdala stayed outside the tomb weeping, and as she wept, she bent over into the tomb and saw two angels in white sitting there, one at the head, the other at the feet, where the body of Jesus had been. And they said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "They have taken my Lord, and I do not know where they laid him." And when she had said this, she turned around and saw Jesus there, but did not know it was Jesus. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you looking for?" She thought it was the gardener, and said to him, "Sir, if you carried him away, tell me where you laid him, and I will take him." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said to him in Hebrew, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Jesus said to her, "Stop holding on to me, for I have not yet ascended to my Father, but go tell my brothers that I am going to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." Mary of Magdala went and announced to the disciples, "I have seen the Lord," and what he had told her. This is the good news of our salvation. The message of Easter has two dimensions, or two important dimensions. One is, of course, Jesus, who was thought to be a victim, treated with contempt and oppressed, tortured to death in the most disgusting and savage way, rose and overcame evil. He rose from the dead not to ever die again. In fact, he rose to overcome death for us all. And that is the source of our anxieties, to be faced with death. Some people are even afraid of corpses. They don't want to go near them. Others are completely depressed with the thought of dying because they do not believe there is any life after death. Or those who are afraid of dying because they feel they have guilt and will be punished, maybe forever. And so Jesus is telling us at Easter what he told Mary Magdalene in today's Gospel. Do not be afraid. That is the reason that he accomplished what he set out to do. His life and mission was a success in the way he died, so that he could rise and be at the right hand of the Father forever, to rule the universe as the Son of God. But there's another message in today's Gospel. It is that Jesus' life and mission involved intimate human relationships. And St. John has captured that relationship in a dramatic way, something that is fascinating and revealing. First of all, why was Mary there? Mary of Magdala, who we saw in Jesus' public ministry, was cured, not of physical illness, but of moral illness. He drove out of her the results of the whole 7 capital sins. She was lost and was found. She was exiled and brought home. She was alienated and she felt the comfort of someone who loved her. This was Jesus, the teacher, Rabboni. But she did not know him when he first revealed himself, and she thought he was the gardener. And in her love of Jesus, she said, "Tell me where he is and I'll go get him." How could she find the corpse and take care of it by herself? But her love impelled her to try to do the best, even if her teacher was dead. But then we see another dimension of John's sensitivity. There was no one in her life that ever addressed her with the same meaning, the same tone, the same emotion as Jesus when he called her name, Mary. But we find something very important also in what Jesus tells Mary Magdalene was her apostolate, to go tell his disciples. But he doesn't call them disciples. At the Last Supper, he said, "I no longer call you servants, I call you friends, because I have revealed to you everything that my Father has told me." But now he doesn't call his disciples servants. He doesn't call them friends. He calls them brothers. "Go tell my brothers that I am going to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." The resurrection, therefore, created something brand new in the whole history of the world. It is the new family of the triune God, that we have a grace to transcend death and all the limitations, weaknesses, and perversions of this world. If we imitate Jesus, follow his ways, and love one another as he loves us. This love is not impersonal. It's not just following the commandments. It is a love of affection, a love of dedication, a love of communion and commitment. This is what the relationship with Jesus and Mary of Magdala was all about. Not only was it a wonderful gift to the two of them as friends, it was a gift to us to learn the way Jesus, with his Sacred Heart, loves each one of us too.